Okay, what's up, Tower Tech Gringos? Today we're here to do something very special for this tier list. Today we are doing the phone tier list, except it's going to be very cool. It contains all the phones ranging from the first generation to the 16E. Unfortunately, this phone will not be including the 17 series since this was March 2025. So today, let's do a tier list, starting with the first generation iPhone. Well, it was a legend. The good part of about the iPhone first generation is they have the very first phone built for Apple. It features touchscreen, wireless touchscreen, no keyboard. It's magic. It made everything else like like QWERTY phones, Blackberries, and Nokia phones outdated. So the negative side, however, this phone, however, didn't feature something like App Store and faster charging yet, since technology, however, is still developing. But at least we're gonna put this to the legend tier. The first generation iPhone was the very first legend. Next, iPhone 3G. Oh boy, I am so excited about this one. The iPhone 3G was the very first iPhone to feature home button 3G. Actually, the home button is first introduced in the iPhone 1. So the App Store and 3G internet connection was first introduced on this very special phone. So good thing you can turn your phone from just a phone into everything like gaming, studying, and all that topic. So let's put it up to great. Great. But 3GS, on the other hand, in 2009, was primarily the first phone to feature something new, a 3 chip and the legendary, drum roll please, a 3 megapixel camera. It boasted 3.5-inch display. It features storage options of 8, 16, and 32 gigabytes. And also, RAM was doubled up to 256 megabytes of RAM, roughly twice as fast as the 3G. But the original iPhone prices at 400. But the 3G was cheaper because it featured a price of $299 for 16 gigabytes for a 2 year with $100 for a 2 year contract. And still, the iPhone, the 8 gigabyte had featured $199. But the next phone is after the 3GS. Let's rate the 3GS. Great. Okay, here's the next legend, the iPhone 4. Bum ba dum ba dum. We finally made it. The next generation phone that we're gonna introduce. It was the first phone to feature price of $599 and $699 for 16 and 32 gigabyte. It was the first phone to feature revolutionary glass and stainless steel design, featuring the high-resolution Retina display. It features 5 megapixel camera with A4 chip and 720p video quality and 512 megabytes of RAM. And it's known for signal issues, better known as antenna gate. Next, so the iPhone 4 was a legend. So I'm going to put him in legend. Next phone we have is the iPhone 4S. Oh my god. This phone is very bittersweet because... So let's start with the good news. The last phone of the iPhone series to have a 3.5-inch screen. The iPhone 4S. Launched in 2011. It was the first new generation of iPhone to feature 8 megapixel camera, and a 5 chip, and it was the first phone to introduce Siri, Apple's voice assistant. And storage was doubled up to 64 gigabytes, and RAM was still intact. and rated up for 8 hours of 3G talk time or 6 hours of 3G internet usage. Now let's head to the bad news. The bad news is, after one day, Steve Jobs, the man who created the iPhone, has passed away right after the iPhone 4S was announced. The man who invented the iPhone never got to how far it would go. But luckily, the iPhone 4S was sold at 110 million, 4 million for first 3 days. Okay. Next phone we have here, so the iPhone 4S, it's the goated. Let's give him a grade. The iPhone 5. Next, oh my god, the 5 was the next generation. It features something major but larger upgrade. Released on 2012, the iPhone 5 was Apple's 6th generation smartphone. It featured a 4-inch Retina display, replacing the classic 3.5-inch. The 5 had featured something new. The 4-inch, the 7.6mm aluminum body, the A6 chip. It was the first to feature phone to support LTE. RAM was doubled to 1 gigabyte. RAM was doubled up to 1 gigabyte, and it was thinner, it was 18% thinner and 20% lighter than the iPhone 4S. The old 30-pin port charger was replaced with the new Lightning connector, making this the fastest charger ever to be used. So it was the first phone to support 4G. And the iPhone 5S was sold with over 146 units. That's enough to defeat the Samsung Galaxy S3. So the iPhone 4S is my papito. So I'm going to put him the legend. In 2013, the iPhone 5S and 5C were both launched. The 5S was the first phone to feature a 64-bit smart processor, the brand new A7 chip. It was the first phone to feature Touch ID and offered an 8-megapixel camera with true tone flash and a compact and durable aluminum design. And it was the first phone to start at $199 to $399 in contact.
Tyler, can I use your phone for something? I need to call my
Shh,
dad.
I know. Come here. Okay. Next, the iPhone 5 is the first phone to feature Touch ID, but very good. Now we have the iPhone 5C.
Oh, you're making a YouTube video.
It featured the same A6 chip like the iPhone 5, but it came in colorful plastic. It cost up to $100, making this the most budget phone and more affordable option, opening the way for iPhone SE. Now, the iPhone 5C, however, may have been a terrible phone, since it lacks standard features. But I'm sorry, iPhone 5C. I know you're more affordable, but I'm going to put you into the trash can here. Now here we go. iPhone 6, the first phone to feature a brand new 4.7-inch screen display, a 8 chip, and it features a new layout design with a new thinner camera and a brand new A7. No, not A7, sorry. They featured something brand new. It also can enable a new thinner design, making it lighter, but it also comes with the Plus section, making it the first phone to feature the Plus line for the iPhone. But I'm gonna rate the iPhone 6 ew. Even though it was I'm just kidding. I'm gonna put him the legend. Even though, despite being successful, it sold 222 million units. It was the best-selling model of all time. But this phone was very controversial because some users noticed the phones could be in their pockets anytime, sparking the infamous Bengate scandal. So next phone is iPhone 6s, the very first updated phone. It was a major upgrade of the iPhone 6, the first phone to feature 3D touch, and a powerful A9 chip. RAM was double gigabyte RAM was double up, and the iPhone 6s featured a new storage options of 128 gigabytes, replacing the classic 1, 2, 4, and 32 or 8. So the iPhone 6s was the best-selling models of 2015. So let's put them to the great tier. Samsung was catching up with the S7 Edge. Apple wanted to do something. People were calling out a budget model. Due to their budget success, the iPhone 5C, they launched the new iPhone SE first generation. Let's put them in good tier. Because the SE, however, had 4-inch screen, it packed the power of the iPhone 6s, a 9 chip, and it features a limited edition glowing apple. But it looks like it was based off a little bit of design from the iPhone 5s. The first phone to have Touch ID. Next phone we have iPhone 7. I'm going to put iPhone 7 maybe tier. Because the iPhone 7, however, was a very controversial phone because it was notoriously known for removing the headphone jack. But this sparked outrage. Apple wanted to fix this problem by introducing the new AirPods, which gave to the rise of wireless earbuds for music and listening. But the good part is the iPhone 7 first features something new. A 10 chip in a dual camera system. The dual camera brought major success because it featured the new water resistance, the IP67. It features a brand new 12 megapixel camera and it features a haptic home button. It features 2 gigabytes of RAM and a brand new storage models of 128 gigabytes. It supported 32, 64, and 128. But the iPhone 7 Plus had featured 3 gigabytes of RAM, and the iPhone 7 first phone to feature a dual camera system. It was the first phone to double up storage to 256 gigabytes, but it did not feature 64. But it came with several colors: rose gold, gold, silver, black, jet black, and red. In 2016, Apple currently sold 1 billion iPhones. Now here's the next phone, the iPhone 8. I would consider very good. I used to operate an iPhone 8 before. It was an iPhone 8 Plus. The iPhone 8 series was the first phone to feature. The iPhone 7s was the first phone. 7 Plus was the first phone to feature a 5.5-inch screen. Same thing with the iPhone 8 Plus. Was the first phone to feature a glass back design and a wireless charging, opening up the way for the future MagSafe charging on the iPhone 12, which shall be explained later. But it improved true tone display technology, improved cameras, and was the last and final flagship model of the iPhone series to feature the home button and Touch ID.
My dad said I have to go to their house if they're here.
Oh, okay. Who?
Cause my dad said there's no adults here, so I have to go to their house because there's an adult there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Hey, let's go.
Well, don't bring Jane.
Oh, actually, Julia, there's something really cool I want to show you. So you might want to run because I really want to show you. Because you haven't been to my house in like 3 or 2 weeks. So come on.
James, where are you? Okay, I'm sorry for the interruption, but we will try this again. Now, let's head to 2017. After we all did the iPhone 8, we're launching something bigger and more major and more powerful than ever. By skipping the iPhone 9, Apple launched a brand new iPhone 10 in 2017. It was the first major phone to make a complete redesign after to celebrate the 10th anniversary of iPhones. It was the first phone to feature a bezel-less display. It features new OLED, large OLED screen, and the first phone to feature Face ID. The iPhone 10, however, came with a powerful A11 chip, same thing with the iPhone 8, but the iPhone 10 had featured 12 megapixel dual camera, but in vertical way instead of the dual way in order to make something new. Just like the dual camera system was introduced by the iPhone 7. But it featured a notch display, Face ID, gesture navigation, and it features the brand new design language for iPhone's future models. So the iPhone 10 is going to go at a rate of legend. Now we have the iPhone 10X and 10X Max. The standard 10X features a 5.8 Super OLED Retina OLED display, the powerful A12 chip, and it features offering 64 gigabyte option, gigabytes RAM double up to 512, and supports 12 wide telephoto lenses for 7 megapixel front camera and a dual 12 megapixel rear camera. The dual and rear camera will now be introduced for the iPhone 10 and from now on. And it features but the iPhone 10 was the first phone to come with the price of $1,000. The iPhone 10X Max was the first premium large phone to feature a 6.5-inch Super Retina OLED display. It is super expensive, and it was the first large phone to feature, and it paved the way for the Pro Max line. So the iPhone 10X, I'm going to give you great. Now, we are going for the budget model, the iPhone SE first generation successor, the iPhone 10R. It was launched in 2018. It featured a 6.1-inch smartphone LCD liquid retina display, a 12 chip and Face ID. It was a budget-friendly flagship that was priced $749, but it lacked the standout features like the iPhone 10X. At least it featured a single 12 megapixel rear camera. It came with six colorful colors. Six colorful color design: blue, black, red, orange, yellow. Actually, my grandpa's an iPhone 10R. White. It supports LTE, and this phone currently supports iOS 18. So the iPhone 10R, you're going into the very good line. Next, the iPhone 11. The very first phone to feature a new system of cameras. Released in 2019, it features a brand new 12 megapixel dual camera system with night mode, solid daily performance, and a powerful LCD screen. And it was the first phone to feature a 13 bionic chip, but it supports 4K video, 60 frames per second video quality, portrait mode, and it was the first phone to feature feature a new improved design. But so the iPhone 11 is going to go at the legend. I used to operate a black iPhone 11. It was like 256 gigabytes. I used to have it until I updated to my current phone. But I will explain the current phone later. Now we have the iPhone 11 Pro and Pro Max. I'm going to go put this in a very good line. The iPhone 11 Pro and Pro Max models was the first phone to feature something new: a triple camera system, ultra-wide telephoto, and Super Retina XDR OLED displays. It came with 5.8 and 6.5, just like the iPhone 10X and 10X Max, except it featured the new triple camera system. So the 11 Pro and Pro Max features superior battery life. Now we're heading to the next one. In 2020, the iPhone SE made a comeback. The iPhone SE second generation featured something new. It featured a brand new 4.7-inch screen display, becoming a major being the design of the iPhone 8. The SE second generation had bought the A13 Bionic chip. It was launched at $399, 12 megapixel camera, Touch ID, and an IP67 water and dust resistance, featuring 264, 128, and 256 gigabytes. Now, the iPhone SE is going to go to the good section. Not good section. It's okay for me, but, well. Now, we're here for something larger, bigger, and better. iPhone 12. It also launched in 2020. The iPhone 12 series bought something major, bigger upgrades. It was the first phone to feature standard kickouts, 5G standard kickouts. Now let's head to the kickouts. First, they featured the brand new 5G and ceramic shield, making the screen 4 times tougher than the iPhone 11. It features a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display, and the A14 Bionic chip. It was the first phone to feature MagSafe charging. It was wireless, just like when they first introduced wireless charging during the time of the iPhone 8 and the 8 Plus. But the iPhone 12, however, came up with 6 mini standout features. The mini model. The mini model is gonna go good, but it's kind of small for me. But the 12 regular is a legend because it came with colorful black, white, red, green, and dark blue. But here's the bigger one: the iPhone 12 Pro Max, iPhone 12 Pro and Pro Max. The iPhone 12 Pro Max was the very first phone to feature a 6.1-inch and a 6.7-inch, A14, 5G, ceramic shield, and a new 6GB RAM. While the Max offers superior battery life, but it features a 2.5x telephoto zoom, while the Pro has a 2x zoom for Dolby video recording. I'm gonna go put this in great. Yay! But at least you're worth it, by the way. Now, let's head to 2022. The 2021. The decade of the iPhone 13. The iPhone 13. The iPhone 13, Mini 13, Base 13 was the first phone to feature some major upgrades. A15 Bionic chip. It was the first phone to feature some major updates. No more 64 gigabytes, now up to 128 and 256. It has featured a shorter notch, a new parallel camera display, a 5.4-inch screen for 13 mini, 6.1-inch for the regular base 13. It launched at a price of $599 and $699 for both mini and base models. While it features Super Retina XDR OLED screens with 60 Hz refresh rates. The Mini is launching at 5.18 inches high and weighs 4.97 ounces, making it significantly more better than making more compact than the 6.14 ounce base model. While the 13 Pro and Pro Max models bought several major upgrades. Brand new large 100 A15 chip, triple 12 megapixel cameras with ProRes macro capabilities, and ProMotion OLED displays. And features new cinematic mode. It was the first phone to be featured new double storage of 1 terabyte, making it the first phone to be featuring 1 terabyte. So 13 mini and 13 mini, you go to the maybe tier. 13 goes into the upper tier. The 13 goes to very good, but the 13 Pro Max goes into the legend. Now, launching in 2022, the third generation iPhone SE bought several bigger upgrades. I'm going to put this in very good mode. because it features 5G and a powerful new A15 chip. It has the same powerful durable glass, just like the iPhone 13, but not ceramic shield. The iPhone SE third generation was my favorite iPhone SE phone of all time. And it came up with a slightly higher price of $429. But it still kept the classic iPhone 8 design. And it was budget friendly. There's the next phone, the iPhone 14 series. Let's put into the grade. The iPhone 14 series, however, was the first phone to feature something new. Crash detection, and a dual megapixel dual camera system with improved low light performance. And it features action mode and an emergency satellite for outside connection. In the United States, however, Apple dropped physical SIM cards and SIM trays in favor of eSIM. It was the first phone. The mini model, however, was replaced with the Plus model at 6.1 and 6.7-inch display. It was launched at $799. Was found at lower discounted or refurbished prices as of 2026. It features 6 gigabytes of RAM, upgraded from the iPhone 13's 4 gigabytes, proving snappy performance for daily tasks and gaming. But the Pro and Pro Max models bought major, bigger upgrades. Just like the 13 Pro and Pro Max model, the 14 bought something new: the A16 chip and a larger 48 megapixel camera. But it featured two standout features: the always-on display and dynamic island. And it also was the first phone to feature 120 ProMotion screens with 2000 nits peak brightness. It features a stainless steel flat screen design, but I'm gonna go give the iPhone 14 a great tier. Legend tier, actually, since it was a good phone, because dynamic island is a good thing. Now, next phone is iPhone 15. The first phone to feature dynamic island in all models, including the Pro and Pro Max. The 15 base 15 and 15 Plus came with A16 chip, all dynamic island, and two new 48 megapixel cameras. The 15 it came with new colors: blue, pink, yellow, green, black. It comes with the Qualcomm Snapdragon X70 5G. It features 6 gigabytes of memory. And also bought something new. The 15 series replaced the Lightning connector in favor of USB-C to follow Europe's push for universal charging. It features a 12 megapixel front camera and 48 megapixel rear camera, but ultra wide for 12. And it features a brand new IP68 water dust resistance. But the 15 Pro and Pro Max models had bought major upgrades. It features a brand new titanium design, USB-C, action buttons, and the brand new A17 Pro chip. If the Pro Max offers 5 times telephoto lens, larger battery up to 14 hours, and 256 gigabyte base storage, replacing the 128. While the Pro models kept the 128, but the Pro Max doesn't anymore. So the 15 is gonna go to great. The 15 Pro and Pro Max is gonna go to great as well. Now let's head to the 16. Oh, I'm so freaking excited to see the 16. It's my favorite iPhone of all time. Launched in 2024, the iPhone 16 series bought something new: vertical 48 megapixel camera, a new design, A18 chip, and a customizable action button, and an upgraded 48 megapixel fusion camera with spatial and photo video capabilities. And features 2 times tougher ceramic shield, battery life, Wi-Fi 7, and came with 6.1 and 6.7-inch screen displays. And color, it came with new colors: black, white, pink, teal, and ultramarine. And it captures spatial photos and videos for Apple Vision Pro. But the 16 Pro and Pro Max had bought something bigger and more major: the Pastor A18 Pro chip, 348 megapixel fusion cameras, and a dedicated camera control button, which I currently have on my Pro Max right now. It features titanium designs, came out with silver titanium, space black, silver, and desert. I have a desert titanium iPhone 16, by the way. And speaking about iPhone 16, the Pro Max model had replaced the 6.7-inch screen features in favor of the brand new 6.9-inch. So let's put it to the legend. Legenday! The iPhone 16 series of Legenday! They offer 120 Hz ProMotion displays for telephoto. The first phone priced at $11.99. It features a brand new AI feature, Apple Intelligence. They've used grade 5 titanium with thinner bezels and a new sapphire crystal camera control button. Fun fact, Indonesia, however, banned the iPhone 16 because it did not meet the country's rule that 40% of its parts must be locally made. Apple's solution: they built a $1 billion factory to get the ban lifted, they were successful. Now, let's head to the last one. iPhone 16e. Launched in February 2025, it's time to say farewell to the iPhone SE series. The new budget-friendly 16e model had featured a 6.1-inch smartphone, adopting iPhone 14-based design, A18 chip, Apple Intelligence, and a 48-megapixel single rear camera. It features a notch and supports USB-C charging and an action button, only priced at $600. It didn't feature dynamic island, camera control, and ProMotion. But at least they did good well. So I'm gonna put this in very good. So here's all the current polls I did. So Apple currently sold 3 billion iPhones after they brought up the new 17. But since the 17, however, was not in the tier board, I think I'm gonna stick up with March 2025 for now on. But the 17 Air, 17 Pro, and Pro Max, let's put this in short. Even though they featured a 19 chip and the brand new aluminum unibody with vapor cool chamber and a bigger, new, larger camera designs, 40 megapixel camera, but it features a thinner phone by replacing the Plus one. The iPhone 17 Air, world's thinnest phone ever, a single 40 megapixel megapixel camera, a 19 chip, a thin titanium design, while the main base 17 replaced the classic 6.1-inch in favor of 6.3-inch. So, how many iPhones were currently sold? As of 2026, over 3 billion iPhones were sold. Thank you for watching. I hope you like and enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And comment to my video. Thank you for watching, everyone. And we'll see you next time in Tower Tech Productions, US. Alright, thank you for watching.